It's time to raise the vibration. Hi, I'm Anne-Margaret with this week's Sacred Sunday message to raise the vibration of your body, mind, and spirit. So in times of greatest darkness, where we feel lost, we feel hopeless, that is when the most blindingly beautiful light can emerge. And you know me, I'm all about raising the vibration. Our website's Raise the Vibration. And today we're going to look at that. How do we raise the vibration? What is vibration? Why does it matter? What lowers vibration? What raises vibration? So join me, and I promise at the end you'll have so many little tools. I have so many things to play with today, and I'm going to show you what these are, how we raise our vibration. And we need this more than ever now, because when we see darkness in the world around us, the most powerful action we can take is bringing to light the darkness that is within ourselves and raise our own frequency. But in order to do this, we must step up and be that change that we wish to see in the world, that beautiful Gandhi quote. We need to be the change we wish to see, not superficially, but vibrationally. And if you don't know how to do that, I'm going to help you with that, okay? So in today's talk, we're going to learn tools to awaken that really powerful spiritual warrior that every one of us has within us, and then how to embody the vibration of your choosings rather than anybody else's choosing. What is your vibrational choosing, regardless of circumstance, regardless of what's going on in the world? Because that is spiritual mastery. That is human mastery, to be able to choose your frequency, to choose your vibration, regardless of what is around you, what else is going on. Okay, let's get started. We have a lot to cover. So let's talk about what is vibration. People are like, what is raise the vibration? You're always talking about raise the vibration. We have a huge Chevy Suburban wrapped in a wrap that says raise the vibration. What is this message for, and why do we choose it? Many years ago, this dropped into my brain, but I think it's because I really want to understand not just the woo-woo aspects of life. I need to understand it scientifically, logically. I want to understand why spirituality, why these woo-woo tactics and techniques, and why meditation works. So let's look at vibration on a scientific level. We'll go science and then we'll go woo-woo, okay? So in science, if we look at vibration, let's talk about vibrational alignment first. We think of vibration like I look right out my window and I see a beautiful lake, and sometimes I see geese taking baths in the lake, and then they ripple this energy out away from them because of what they're doing. And sometimes I can see it, and sometimes the tree blocks it, and I just see the ripples on the lake, and I don't know where that vibration is coming from, but it's coming from somewhere. So if we think about vibration in the impact of what we align ourselves with, I want to use the metaphor of a radio. This is the easiest way to understand this. So the way that radio works, if you remember radio, right? You would plug in your radio, tune the dial to a certain frequency, like 99.1 or 102.5, and then that particular radio station would come in. And that's how you would access it. You would align your frequency with that dial with the radio station of your choosing, and then you'd hear the music that you wanted to hear. Similarly, if we align ourselves with a chosen frequency, we attract that same frequency around us. That's how law of attraction works. If we can align our frequency within, if our own vibrational alignment is in tune with what we most desire, we'll attract that. Very simple. That's the radio example. Now let's talk about vibrational reach with the waves on the pond. Once we align ourselves with that particular vibration, if we're moving through the world in a very sluggish, low, negative frequency, we're going to ripple that out into the world around us. And we've all been around people who have had low vibrations or high vibrations, and we feel in our bodies and our minds, our energy, how we're impacted by their vibration. The third thing I want to address just in the scientific realm is satellites. Now, the first thing that comes up to my mind, being a child in high school in the 90s, is the Dave Matthews Band, Satellite, right? If you guys know this song, I love the song. The lyrics are a little confusing, but one lyric I really love from that song was, who's the king of your satellite castle? Like, who is choosing that frequency? And if we look at satellites, we have natural satellites. The Earth is a satellite. It's something that kind of rotates around something and emits a certain frequency. So the moon is a satellite, is a natural satellite for the Earth. The Earth is a natural satellite for the sun. But we have all of these man-made satellites that are now up in the air impacting our frequency. They're the reason why we have certain media sources or vibrational frequencies with our technology. But all of these satellites are impacting our vibration. We'll get to that in a second, and some tools to aid us with protecting us from all of these satellites emitting this energy. But it impacts us. So who's the king of our satellite castle? How can we align with a frequency that is so powerful that we are not negatively impacted by circumstances or other people's vibration? Because we're seeing a lot of very tough vibrations around us right now. So why does vibration matter? Let's go there now. So this is something that blew my mind when I started studying essential oils, and essential oils being something like 60 times more potent than herbs. Like for an acupuncturist uses herbs and it's so powerful. When you look at the power of frequency of food, when you look at the power of vibration of herbs, there's very clear science around disease and why our bodies are open and susceptible to disease, and that our bodies start, if our vibration, dips below, I think it's like 57 to 60 megahertz, we are susceptible to disease. So on a very practical note, our vibration impacts our vulnerability of contracting disease, colds, flus, depression, and death is measured at 25 megahertz. So it's like when we're really super low, that's when we leave our bodies. And if we look at something like the thymus gland, every gland has a frequency. The thymus gland clocks in around 65 to 68, and I put a lot of references in the notes for you guys to go study this more deeply. But if we can keep a frequency of our bodies above 62 megahertz, the diseases have a very hard time surviving in our bodies. Those are physical diseases. How about mental and emotional diseases? If we can keep our frequency above a certain megahertz emotionally, and that's what I use a lot of essential oils, I use stones, I'm going to show you a few things in a second, then we're not so susceptible to those emotional or mental dips, all right? So let's look at what lowers vibration. If we are not regularly purging the emotional guidance that's coming through our physical form, coming through our physical bodies, we get stifled emotion, and that lowers our vibration. Think about like when you felt like really heavy, and then as soon as you have a good cry and you let it come out, or a good anger, and you I was beaten on the heavy bag yesterday with kickboxing, you have a release of emotion, you feel so much lighter. So stifled emotion, if it is in the body, it can weigh you down so much and lower that vibration and make you more susceptible to disease, physically, mental, emotional, spiritual disease. Also, false beliefs about your power to ripple, false beliefs about your impact on the world. If you don't realize how amazing you are and how powerful your ability to create and manifest in this world is, you will most likely hold a lower vibration. If that one geese on the pond realizes the amazing waves that come from just being joyful and kind of plunging into the water and taking a bath, that, if you could realize the impact of that, that is something that we need to also align ourselves with, is what personal impact are we making in the world? That can be an immediate incentive to raise our vibration. False beliefs also about God, like God is here to punish us, or God is here to judge us, or God is creating all this havoc in the world. So, and even false gods, believing in false gods, can lower our frequency. Giving our devotion to money, to what other people think about us, to our appearance, making that God rather than connecting with that true source of all things. Also, resignation, feeling like this can also lower our frequency, like feeling like, nothing's going to get better, or hopelessness, and disconnecting from the opportunity that we have every day to enjoy this incredible life. Disconnect from God also, that divine within you and within every single human being. If we're not recognizing that high frequency and that beautiful oneness that we share within ourselves, with God, with all things, we really can dip our vibration. So what are the low vibrational satellites? We can have negative people around us. We can watch negative programming on television and our music. In the teachers we're even listening to, maybe they have lower frequencies. Also, the food that we eat, that all can have an impact on lowering our vibration. Like processed and canned food has actually a frequency of 0 compared to fresh produce, which has up to like 15 hertz. And dried herbs also have like from 12 to 22 versus fresh herbs that have between 20 and 27. So it's very scientific when we look at the frequency of our food. And lower vibrational practices, things that can lower vibration, is things like gossip, like shaming others, talking negatively about others, not being in movement, being stagnant, not getting out of bed, not moving your physical body, even like victimizing beliefs, like everything is going wrong or this is happening to me rather than for me. All of these things impact our vibration. And if we allow ourselves to be brainwashed by things that are of a negative, darker intention or a narrative, that can lower our frequency. Now let's look at what raises the vibration. This is going to be super fun. So what raises the vibration, we have the tendency to blame our state of being, how we're feeling, on others or on the collective. But we are each so powerful enough to choose our vibrations. So if we study ourselves, we have self-knowledge, we understand what kind of emotions we haven't purged, that spending time with that. And my favorite, honestly, like I use essential oils all the time, console, forgive. A lot of these purging emotional oils help to release the stagnant emotions in our bodies. So also understanding like why things happen in your past, how to integrate them into your life consciously, forgiveness, owning your sovereignty. How can you choose how to integrate a trauma in your life so that it's empowering you rather than helping people rather than disempowering you? Our heart's electrical field is actually 60 times out of the brain, so we need to bring it into the heart and have that emotional purging so we can be receptive to those beautiful energies and dropping in with that. So alignment with purpose, understanding what we're here to do, serving other people, connecting with our joys, what makes us happy. Like, let's talk about frequency of stones, like in jewelry. Like I wear these particular rings because this one says love. I know, even though it's kind of weird. That one says love. The center one, this is my mother's ring. It has turquoise and also red coral. So 2 vibrational stones. Every stone has a frequency. And then, this is from when I was certified, can you see this? When I was ordained as an interfaith minister with all the world religions. And this is I got in India, a very precious stone that I got in India. But then I've got these sparkly earrings that have no vibrational scientific thing, but they lift my spirit. They make me happy. I love wearing soft, fuzzy things. So all of these things are super critical to raising our frequency. High vibrational practices, prayer, sleeping, letting your body rest, exercise, dancing. I love dancing, music, visiting power points on the earth, like Sedona, Peru, all these places that have super high frequency on the earth that can be measured. Essential oils, like I said, one of my favorites too is Breathe. It's such a powerful oil that allows you to release the grief in your lungs with the eucalyptus that's in there too. And then, like, to protect ourselves, I have so many beautiful crystals, like this rose quartz, and then, very powerful crystals that help to align ourselves with frequencies or absorbing certain frequencies that help to take negativity and absorb that in the stone so that we're not absorbing that too. And I talked about also satellites and all of the frequency of the 5G and these cell towers. So there's certain things you can get where you've got certain home shields or certain things to wear around your neck that really help with the 5G frequency. I know this is a lot of information, so if you want to reach out to me and just do some coaching to personalize this for yourself, I highly recommend it. These things are so critical for us to keep the frequency around us pure, to protect us, even like carrying little beautiful stones in your pocket that have a message on them that remind you to trust. All of these things are so, so beautiful to keep your alignment high. So, and I also, I even pull out a little lime because when I run out of my lime oil, I also use this. And lime is so good. Drinking lime, it really increases that zest for life that we long for. So you guys keep raising your vibration. Reach out to me if you want to work one-on-one. But just remember that we have the power to keep that vibration high. And there's so many fun ways to do it. All right, guys. Have a beautiful day. Till next time, keep raising the vibration. All right. Bye, everybody.